So just so everyone knows, Amanda and I are co-teaching today. So you'll see me sometimes and her, some others.
So welcome to Biohacks to Boost Metabolism. And there are so many myths and kind of crazy ways that people try to boost their metabolism. So we want to present to you today some simple ways that you can incorporate healthy habits into your daily lifestyle that are not over the top crazy. Because everybody's body chemistry is a little bit different. What works for me is going to be different than what works for you. And part of this is us giving you some suggestions that have worked for a large amount of people, but it's really up to you to tune into the wisdom of your own body to know what works. So this is a starting point for you. You don't have to do all of these things the first day to get any sort of response in your body. Over here. Mute. And you can try certain things one at a time to see what works best for you. So we're going to give you some options and then you get to experiment, which is the fun part. So if you want to advance to the next slide. Okay, so what you'll learn today is how to optimize your exercise results, because sometimes over-exercise can actually create more issues. So how do you find a plan that works for you in a way that creates some balance in your life? How to get enough nutrients like vitamin D, like real vitamin D. How to hack your sleep. How to do intermittent fasting the right way. So intermittent fasting has become super popular and it's not for everyone. And it's also important to know what intermittent fasting really is so that you can decide whether it's a thing that you want to pursue. Some people really swear by it. A lot of times it's because you're just consuming less calories. If you consume less calories, you're going to lose weight. But it doesn't always mean that you're getting the right nutrients that you might need. So how to balance your hormones without meds. And then what are the next steps to make real changes? So thanks everyone for being here. It's very exciting. I'm going to keep everybody on mute just so there's no background noise. But if you want to pop in the chat, if you haven't already, where you're zooming in from, and if you're new to oils or if you have experience with oils, and that way we'll kind of know how to guide the conversation. If there's any burning questions that you have as well about metabolism, feel free to pop those in the chat as well, because we want to make sure that we're using this time for you. Okay. First tip, exercise in the morning. Now, this isn't always realistic for everyone, but if you can exercise in the morning, it kickstarts your metabolism for the rest of the day. Some people work in, they go to work at 9 a.m. and it's not realistic for them to get up at 6 in the morning to go exercise. But as often as you can, start your day off with moving your body. And actually 2 tips that you can try. First thing in the morning, drinking some citrus oil. It could be lemon, it could be lime, it could be grapefruit. But one of my favorites is Slim and Sassy because it's specifically designed to balance blood sugar and curb sugar cravings. So first thing in the morning, if you're going to be exercising, you want to make sure that your blood sugar is in balance. So drinking about 16 ounces of water with a drop or 2 of Slim and Sassy, and it can help with that. And then this Mighty 2 Max is something that you can take if you're having something to eat before you work out. You can take a Mighty 2 Max capsule with your food to help give you a natural energy boost. It's basically serves the purpose of caffeine without being caffeinated. So you don't get those jitters. Mito 2 Max, the mito refers to mitochondria. And so the components of this capsule work with the mitochondria in your cells, which are designed to help you produce energy. So exercising in the morning is one of the key tips. I find that if I exercise at night, I have so much energy that it's really hard for me to calm my body down and go to sleep. So you want to get that energy in the morning. So the best exercise to stay fit is the one you're going to do. So if you dread doing HIIT training or CrossFit, don't make that be your exercise. It's better to do something than something that you do not like and you're not going to stay committed to. So whatever you're going to do, even if it's walking, do that thing. If you can do something to increase your strength, that is ideal. The more you build your muscle mass, the more you build your bone mass. And as we get older, it's really important that we're building bone mass so that we don't end up with things like osteoporosis. So if you can do any weight-bearing exercise, maybe it's yoga, maybe that's as much as you're willing to commit to, but if you can do some strength training with weights, weight-bearing exercise, that would be ideal. And then something that makes you sweat, because sweating means that your body is moving toxins out. It comes out through your sweat glands, and that is really important to make sure that things are not interfering with the proper functioning of your body. So you want to get toxins out of your system as much as possible. So the 10 benefits of 30 minutes of cardio per day. So heart health, weight loss, reducing stress, boosting your mood, energy, memory, productivity, creativity, because if you're moving your body, you're moving all of the energy centers in your body as well. So if you're feeling stuck in your creative life, in your relationships, in your inspiration, and you're also not moving your body enough, there could be an indication that adding some physical activity will create more flow in other parts of your life. It can also improve your self-confidence, and you can burn more calories during your workout if you're doing it consistently. So it's cumulative. The more that you work out, the more that you will burn over time. And then you can increase your libido. When you work out alone or with a partner, either one, it's going to help boost your libido because it's giving you more energy. It's also helping to balance your hormones. So only 30 minutes of cardio a day can help make significant changes in your life. You don't necessarily have to be working out for an hour or 2 hours a day. In some cases, that can put a strain on your system and you're overdoing it. Weight training burns calories and it's instrumental in building muscle, like I mentioned. Cardio will help you burn more calories during a sweat session, but strength training helps keep burning those calories throughout the day. So it's one of the reasons why strength training, you can't just do cardio on its own. You also need to add in some strength training workouts. And if you are weight training, these supplements are recommended. The phytoestrogen is for women, and so is this bone nutrient. So if you're a man watching this, you can definitely take the deep blue, but I wouldn't recommend that two on the left. The deep blue polyphenol is a way to reduce inflammation in your system. After you're working out, you're naturally going to have some inflammation. Muscle is breaking down and building back up. So to help the recovery process, taking the deep blue capsules is really supportive. And then the bone nutrient is also going to help support bone health. As you're weight training and you're breaking down muscle, you're helping to build bone mass, and the bone nutrient will help to support that process. And then phytoestrogen is for balancing female hormones. So the combination of these three can really help with recovery and stamina and endurance. I don't recommend the phytoestrogen for premenopausal women. So if you're postmenopausal, I would recommend the phytoestrogen. The bone nutrient you can take at any time, and the deep blue you can take at any time, but the phytoestrogen I would recommend postmenopausal. All right, diet nutrition. This is the second section and super critical to make sure that you're eating properly. So our relationship to food has evolved over the times. It was there for survival in the beginning. If you weren't able to obtain enough calories, you died. And a lot of us are in that survival mode even now, based on, the way we grew up, or maybe not getting enough nutrients as a kid. I know I struggle with a little bit of this survival mechanism around food, because when I was a baby, I was fed formula and was allergic to it. And at the time in the 80s, people didn't understand food allergies. So I projectile vomited for the first year and a half of my life. And so there was a lack of nutrition, and there was, borderline starvation going on. And so in the back of my mind, a lot of times food feels like, oh my gosh, if I don't get food, I'm going to die. So that's something that I've had to work on in terms of my mindset and try to unwind. And then as time went on, food became processed to the point that we now have an inverse ratio. So the less nutritious the calorie, the cheaper it is. Have you ever noticed that organic foods are more expensive? And, if you're getting like whole organic foods at the grocery store that are not as processed, they're more expensive. The more nutritious the calorie is, the more expensive it is. So it's a very unsavory relationship, that the healthier things are more expensive. So the cheap, less nutritious, can you go back one sec? The cheap, less nutritious calorie does prevent you from dying today, but leads to worsened health later. So the goal is to find the most nutritious calories that you actually enjoy eating, because even though processed foods will help with that survival mode, you will not necessarily perish because you are getting something into your body, but just because it's edible doesn't mean that you should eat it. Okay, this is, if you want to take a snapshot of this, the 2021 Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So these are examples of which fruits and vegetables have the most and least pesticide residues. So on the left, if you're buying any of these fruits and vegetables, you want to make sure that you're washing them really well. And if you're interested in a recipe, there's a really great doTERRA recipe, like a soak that you can do to help get the residue off. So you can do like a fruit and vegetable bath to help clean your fruits and vegetables. Now, why are pesticides a problem? Well, because they're endocrine disruptors. And if your endocrine system is disrupted, it means that your hormones are out of whack, and your hormones govern pretty much every function in your body. So if your hormones are out of whack because of the toxicity of the pesticides influencing and affecting the endocrine system, then your blood sugar is going to be out of whack. Your serotonin is going to be out of whack. If your mood is out of balance, then sometimes you overeat because you're craving sugar to help balance your mood and get energy. So, so this is a great way to just kind of keep track of things that you may want to focus on more in terms of what is going to have less of that pesticide residue. And then you'll know, at least if you're eating things like celery or cherries, you're just going to want to clean them. Yeah, Star. Yeah, you're going to see how much dirt and grime you get off of your veggies. So it's really important. If you're just doing like a quick rinse under the faucet, it's not going to be enough, especially for the produce on the left. All right. Okay, so morning cleanse. This is a healthy alternative way to intermittent fast. Now, personally, I cannot intermittent fast. If I do, I get so hungry in the latter part of the day that I end up binging. And this is something I've learned about myself, the way that my blood sugar works, and the way my body type is and my blood type. I need to have something in the morning to ensure that my blood sugar is stabilized. Everybody functions a little bit differently. I would say if you're into intermittent fasting and it's working for you and you're not seeing any negative side effects in your energy or your metabolism or anything, then great, keep doing it. But if you've tried intermittent fasting and it worked for you in the beginning, and then maybe it didn't work so much after a while, or you found that you were binging later in the day, you might just need to eat more in the morning, especially before working out. So here is a system that you can try. Starting the day with some Slim and Sassy in water. You can do Slim and Sassy in water or just Slim and Sassy under your tongue. I like to do it in water. I find it a little spicy to just put directly on my tongue. But Slim and Sassy is a great way to balance blood sugar first thing right off the bat. And then drinking, before you eat anything, drinking 16 to 32 ounces of water. You can juice a little bit of lemon and then also add in 2 to 3 drops of lemon oil. I don't personally do a lot of lemon juice because I find my teeth are super sensitive and it affects my teeth. But if you love your lemon juice and you do not want to give it up, I'm not going to take it away from you. Just add in the lemon oil to balance out the acidity of the juice so that you're getting a more alkaline balance. And if you can use a straw to drink the juice, if you're going to put the lemon juice in it, to drink the water, I would use this like a stainless steel straw or something so that it's not getting on your teeth. Because if you do too much lemon juice over time, it can wear away the enamel on your teeth. So you can leave off the juice completely and just use your lemon oil. But if you're going to do juice, combine them. Wait at least 15 to 30 minutes and then drink about 16 to 32 ounces of celery juice. If you can't handle just the celery, you can't palate just the celery, you can do a green juice. I recommend celery, romaine, cucumber you can add in if you need a little extra like sweetness. You can do a little bit of ginger. And then if you really need a little extra, you can put a tiny bit of a green apple, like a half of a green apple. Red apples have too much sugar, so I wouldn't recommend that, but you could do a green apple. And if you can leave the apple out altogether, that's even better for your blood sugar. And then you can wait 15 to 30 minutes, and then you can do a bowl of fruit. You could do an all fruit and water smoothie, or you're not combining all of these things, or you could do a sweet potato or a steamed potato or millet or oatmeal. Now, this is a food combining trick. If you don't know about food combining and you're dealing with any sort of gas and bloating, I highly recommend you look into food combining. This is a game changer. This has totally changed my digestion to practice food combining. The number one thing of food combining is do not combine fruit with anything else except other fruits. So you can mix fruit and, like, say you wanted to do a smoothie, you could do berries, banana, spinach, and coconut water. You could even do a little bit of coconut milk if you want more of a creamy thing, and you could add in like a little frozen banana. But spinach is okay, but nothing. You would really not put any other like almond butter, seeds, anything with protein. You would not mix into your smoothie. That's a gas nightmare. If you are going to forsake the smoothie, instead you could do a baked sweet potato with some avocado on it, or you could do a little bit of like raw butter, or you could do oatmeal, but you wouldn't want to put like almond butter in your oatmeal. Again, gaseous nightmare. So if you're feeling in general pretty good and you're like, I feel great, but I just have this weird gas and bloating, start paying attention to your food combining choices. And if you want more information about what that means, you can feel free to shoot me a text or an email. And if you don't have my email address, I can put it in the chat here. You can ask me more. I can send you more information about this because it is amazing. There's my email address, food combining. So simple yet so effective. Yeah, so it says here, well, this actually should say no proteins. You can put avocado in your smoothie if you really feel like you need a little extra satiation, but you wouldn't want to put dairy or nut milk or nut butters or any of that stuff. And then you want to eat within a 12-hour window of when you last ate. So if you ate dinner at like, let's say you ate dinner at like 7, you'd want to do this by like, well, if you don't wake up by 7 a.m., then it doesn't apply, but you'd want to do it within a 12-hour window. Studies show eating in 10 to 16-hour windows increases weight loss. So if you're intermittent fasting, like you're eating dinner at 7 and you're not eating lunch again until like 12 or 1, that's too long of a window. And over time, it could affect your metabolism. Now, again, I take this with a grain of salt. Everybody's body is a little bit different. So you might find that that does not negatively affect you. But if you are having any sort of issues with intermittent fasting, I recommend trying this. Okay, pure water. Drink half your body weight in ounces each day. And if you're eating a lot of water-rich fruits and vegetables, you don't have to consume as much water. So if you're doing a lot of watermelon and cucumbers and celery and lettuces, you may not have to consume as much water. There is such a thing as drinking too much water. So just keep in mind that in general, it's about half your body weight in ounces. And then you could do a little less if you're consuming a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay. So the other thing I want to say about pure water is with the fruits and vegetables, you actually absorb the hydration a little bit better. So if you're going to drink water that is not coming directly from fruits and vegetables, you can add fruit to your water and you can add essential oils to your water to increase the hydration into your cells. So you might want to put like maybe some raspberries or some cucumbers in your water with a drop or two of lemon or lime or another citrus, and that will help increase the hydration. So I'm going to pass it off to Star.
Hi, and I want to say one more thing about water is the quality of your water matters so much. So it's really important, like this is pure water, okay? Our tap water is not pure, okay? It has tons, like if you go to, what is it? ewg.org. I think that's what it is. You can look up your zip code and it will tell you like there's arsenic in our water here. Okay. Like there's so many chemicals that they use to treat our tap water. It really needs to be filtered and it needs to be a good filter. I think the filter in this picture is a Berkey, which is a really good brand. So consider like upping your game with the quality of water you're putting into your body. We are lucky enough that actually we have a local well here that has almost alkaline water, which is amazing. It's not treated at all. It's just like from the earth, but I highly recommend looking into your filter and what kind of filter you're using. It's going to just make you feel so much better when you are drinking pure water. So I want to go on to talking about vitamin D. Okay, so vitamin D, we all know about. We know about the sun, right? And in particular, D3 is something that there's a lot of scientific evidence on. And basically, there are 6 different medical societies that sent an open letter, which you can read here, and basically is saying there's clear scientific evidence that when we get at least 600 IU of vitamin D3, it's a prophylactic dose. And that is just supports the body so much. And actually, less than 70% of the US is vitamin D insufficient. So, this is a very topical thing that I'm sure we've all heard about and wondered about with our own bodies. Like, am I getting enough vitamin D? And actually, less than 70% of people are in our country. But it's actually very simple to get a lot of your vitamin D3. Okay. So the first thing is that the On Guard chewables have vitamin D. And it's actually, if you take 3 of those tablets, it's equal to 600 IU, which we just talked about, right? So if you're taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, drop in the chat if you're on the Lifelong Vitality Pack, because I know some of you are. 2 of them, the vitamin and mineral nutrient and the omega, both have vitamin D3 in them in a bioavailable way. So the vitamin and mineral one has 800 IU, and the omegas have about 800 IU too. So that if you were doing all those 3 things, you would be getting 2200 IU, which is really good for your body. But the best vitamin D that you can ever get, like supplementation is great, right? For vitamin D, it's important for our bodies, and the best vitamin D you're ever going to get is going out in the sun. And there's so much misinformation, if you will, about getting out in the sun. We've really been programmed to put on our sunscreen as soon as we get out there. We're gonna burn, right? The sun's gonna burn us. But the truth is this, like, why would there be a sun if it weren't here to support us, right? Why would the sun even exist if it were a bad thing and it were going to burn us and it was going to hurt us, right? That's actually the opposite. Like the sun, think about how you feel when you go out in the sun, right? If you were to be able to set that fear aside and think about like when you're sitting in a lounge chair and you're in the sun, like how good does your body feel? How charged up do your batteries feel, right? So listen to the feeling, not the fear. A study found that 30 minutes of midday summer sun in Norway was equivalent to consuming 10,000 to 20,000 IU of vitamin D. The most important sun for us to get is first thing in the morning, okay? Before 10 a.m., the studies show that it's really difficult for you to burn before 10 a.m. When you put sunscreen on, by the way, you're blocking out a lot of the nutrients that the sun actually gives you. So you might be getting a tan, but you're not really getting any of the other benefits of the sun, which there's vitamin D, but also so many other things. So get out first thing in the morning, get some morning sun on yourself. At least 15 minutes. That's also going to sync your circadian rhythm. It's one of the best things you can do for your mood, especially if you have any depression or anxiety history. And then you can get midday sun and then sunset sun. And that really syncs your circadian rhythm. But just start with the morning, start with like 15 minutes in the morning. Start giving yourself 15 minutes at least before you put sunscreen on and just see what happens. There are also some foods that are really high in vitamin D3. So wild caught salmon, herring and sardines, cod liver oil, eggs, and organic grass-fed beef and raw milk. Okay. It's really important not to get your vitamin D from fortified foods like, the orange juice that says it's fortified with vitamin D. That is a supplement in a non-bioavailable form that is likely just going to, it's not going to be something your body can process. So you really want to be getting your vitamin D3 from a bioavailable source like the Lifelong Vitality Pack or the On Guard chewables and the sun. Okay. For sleep. So again, like I was saying, good sun exposure really helps your circadian rhythm, because the sunlight is a trigger to tell your body to produce vitamin D. So it actually triggers the timing of your melatonin production, which is why if you can get out in the sun first thing in the morning and you are getting sunlight on your eyes first thing. There I am. If you can get sun on your eyes first thing in the morning, what it does is it tells your body that it's time to wake up, like quite literally, and it starts your body producing different hormones in your body. Okay. And similarly, if you get some sunset time, at sunset, there's a red light that is emitted from the sun. And if you get that red light on your eyes, it lets your body know it's time to wind down and it starts producing more melatonin for your sleep. So if you have any issues with sleep, start with getting some good sun exposure. I also really recommend Serenity. This is doTERRA's top sleep blend. Adaptive is a great one too. I personally love Northern Escape. Those are all really great options for sleep, and you can put them on the bottoms of your feet, your pulse points, inhale it. You can diffuse it all night. It's really going to help your body. Okay, let's talk about endocrine disruptors. So our endocrine system is if you can hear my daughter, we're just gonna let her go. She's wanting my attention right now. So endocrine disruptors, this is your hormones. Okay. So these are things that disrupt your hormonal balance in your body. And so pharmaceuticals disrupt this, food preservatives, personal care products that have toxins in them, vinyl flooring, plastic water bottles or any plastic bottles or any plastic that's around you, any resins, dental sealings, can linings. Oh, I don't know what that, oh, I see. Disinfectants, anti-foul paints, solvents, pesticides, all this stuff can disrupt your hormones, your endocrine system. Okay. So, what you want to do is try to eliminate all the endocrine disruptors from your home. So, if we go back here, all these things, right? We want to try to just clean out our cabinets and clean out our homes and swap to healthier options. Now, you're here. So, probably, I mean, some of you might still be taking some pharmaceuticals, but probably you've already swapped some of those things for using essential oils. And if you need more support with that, just let me and Amanda or whoever invited you know, and we can definitely help you because plants are so powerful. I'll say some synthetic drugs that we take are actually modeled after plants, if you can believe it. So if you can actually just work with the plant and use the essential oil of the plant, it can be just as powerful sometimes. But also things like, your food preservatives, your personal care products, your face wash, or all of that stuff can be swapped. Even the cleaning supplies that you use in home, those disinfectants can be swapped. Okay. There are things like we were talking about that are found in our water, right? There's also things found in our food, all those things that Amanda was talking about, that like the processed foods, right? Um, and so that's what we want to shop, and we want to shop for smarter products, natural products, clean products. You know, it's funny, when I first started cleaning with natural products, I have a 5-year-old, and I started doing that around the time she was born. And I thought that I had this like total belief that they were not going to be as powerful as Lysol wipes or whatever I was using then, my Swiffer sweeper. And you know what? It's way better. Like, my counters are clean longer. It's easier to get everything off. Like, I find in my personal experience that they're more powerful. And that's true for everything I've ever swapped. So here are 12 of the worst hormone disruptors. There's BPA, dioxin, atrazine, phthalates. So these are things that you want to look for on labels, by the way, on things in your cabinets. And they might not look like phthalates. They might be called different things. So just keep that in mind. Fire retardants, which I just learned during car seats. Lead, arsenic, mercury, PFCs, glycol ethers, and organophosphate pesticides, right? So these are the things that can really disrupt us. We were talking before about organic foods and inorganic foods, right? Like the organic apple versus a regular apple. And the regular apple, why is it not organic? Is because they spray it with a lot of pesticides, right? So those things can disrupt our hormones. Even though it's an apple and you think you're eating something amazing, it can really disrupt. So let's talk about phthalates. Phthalates basically are, so we have cells every day that die in our bodies, right? And it's actually totally normal and healthy for 50 billion cells in our body to die every day. But studies have shown that phthalates can trigger what's known as death-inducing signaling in testicular cells, making them die earlier than they should. So guys, and for your husbands, even if you're a woman, or your partner, or the men in your life, your dad, right? What that means is that there's more cell death going on in your testicles. Well, what do you think that is affecting in the body, right? That's affecting so much. And that actually affects things like hormone changes, lower sperm count, less mobile sperm, birth defects in the male reproductive system, obesity, diabetes, and thyroid irregularities. Okay. Now, while there haven't been studies on women, what do you think it's doing to us? Huh? If it's doing that to men, what do you think it's doing to us? Probably a very similar thing, right? So a good place to start is to avoid plastic food containers. Okay. So you can swap your Tupperware for glass or for stainless steel. Children's toys. So there's so much plastic. Gosh, I know it when you have a kid, right? But the more you can reduce the amount of plastic that your child uses, the better, and you use. Eliminating plastic wrap made from PVC, so you can use beeswax instead. And anything that has the recycling label number 3. And then also, some personal care products really do contain phthalates. So personal care products are, we think that they're like going to help us and be great, and sometimes they don't. So definitely you want to avoid products that have fragrance. They can actually hide up to 3,000 ingredients under the word fragrance. Okay, so use phthalate-free personal care products, super important. And we actually have a lot of those with doTERRA. So we have the Abode line, which is the whole cleaning line. They have laundry pods, they have dishwasher pods, they have dish soap, they have a multi-purpose surface spray, which can be used for literally everything. It can be used for regular counters, it can be used for stainless steel, and it can be used for glass. So you don't need a separate Windex, if you will. It can be used for everything. The hand lotion, the foaming hand wash, and then they also have the Abode oil itself, so you can make some of your own products with it if you want to. I like to put a drop in the toilet to keep it fresh. In between washes, I will put a drop in the toilet bowl and just flush it. And then for a couple of days, it will smell fresh. You can also make your own toilet bombs with baking soda and vinegar and a little bit of the cleaner. I like to use the On Guard cleaner concentrate for that. But you can make so many of your own products, but also doTERRA has created a lot, so you don't have to do all of that work either if you don't love it. I happen to love it. They have bottles, they have reusable bottles for the whole line. So for the dish soap and all of the thing, I like that they're amber because then they are made with essential oils, right? So it keeps them dark, which means that it is supporting the essential oil. And then we have this 3 skincare lines. Did you know that? We have the HD Clear line, which is for acne prone skin. We have the Essentials line, which is great for dry and combination skin. And then we have the Barrage line, which is great for anti-aging. So there's really skincare for everything. Amanda, I know, loves the Barrage line. I love the Essentials line. And it's very affordable as far as skincare is concerned. And you know, these are very, very clean products. No phthalate, not even no phthalates, but they're just super clean and they're made with the oils that we would otherwise put on and in our bodies, right? And then there's a whole body and hair line. So I love these shampoos, the shampoo, the conditioner, and the leave-in conditioner. I use them and my daughter uses them, and she has 3C curly hair. So our hair is very different, but this hair care line somehow magically works for both of us. There's the Yarrow Palm Body Renewal Serum, which I've been using every night and I love so much. You can use it on your body. You can also use it on your face. And then they have body butters, they have a body scrub, they have hand and body lotion, they have scented ones and unscented ones. I like the unscented because then I just pour some in my hand and I put whatever oil I want into it and mix it up in the palm of my hand so I can smell like whatever I want. They have bath bars, they have a mud mask, which is very detoxifying and good if you're doing any detox work on yourself. They have a body wash, they have lip balms, they have literally pretty much everything you would need for your body. And then of course you can use your diffuser. So a lot of people have candles, which usually are very toxic unless they're like, you know, made from beeswax or something like that, but most candles are not. And so you really want to use your diffuser. Your home can still smell and feel nice. And this just goes through a little bit. I'm not going to run through all of this, but you can take a screenshot if you want to compare diffusers with doTERRA. I bet you all have a diffuser from doTERRA if you're already a customer, right? Who's got a diffuser? And what's your favorite one? Let us know in the comments. What's your favorite one? I'd say my favorite one is the Volo, just because it looks really pretty. And I like that it lasts a really long time too. I find it lasts pretty much all day for me if I do the intermittent thing. So I just fill it up once in the morning and then just it runs all day on its own. The Petal, Irene, I do love the Petal too. That's a good one. Awesome. Amanda says, I may or may not have 5 diffusers for every room in the house. Oh my God. I also have so many diffusers. I have one in pretty much every room too. Ooh, you got a Bubble Vero. You're lucky. Those were only available for like a couple hours. All right, Amanda, I'm going to send it back to you.
Awesome. So when we're talking about products like this, you may ask, like, what's the connection to metabolism? But if it's affecting your endocrine system, it's going to be slowing down your metabolism. So we like to make the connection between what we're eating And that's the only thing that really affects how we're metabolizing things. But we also have to metabolize all of these toxins that are coming into our body. And if, in addition to the food, we're also having to metabolize the phthalates and the pesticides and the everything else, it's going to slow our metabolism down. And it may affect your thyroid. A lot of women have hypothyroid issues. So if you're looking to support your liver, adrenals, and thyroid, this is a recipe that you can try. So you can put 2 drops of basil in water 1 to 2 times per day and drink it. Or you can massage it on the back of the neck, or where your adrenals sit is like in your back, right below your lowest rib. That's around where your adrenals are. You can massage it into that part of your back. I would dilute it with some fractionated coconut oil. And then you can also take this Zendocrine complex. So the Zendocrine, you want to take these 2 things together. The Zendocrine oil comes in the soft gels, and then the Zendocrine herbal complex comes in the white bottle. And it's really critical to take them together, because when you're taking the oil will help to purge the toxicity from your cells, and then it binds to the herbal complex in the Zendocrine, the white Zendocrine bottle. So it's important to take them together, so you're not just circulating toxins into your bloodstream and they don't have anything to bind to. So you can do this to support your endocrine system. And then if you want to boost your thyroid, if you do have a sluggish thyroid, you can put 20 drops of clove, myrrh, 25 drops of frankincense, and 15 drops of lemongrass in a 10 milliliter roller bottle, and then mix the rest with fractionated coconut oil and rub that over the thyroid at least once a day. But I would do it, 2 to 3 times a day if you can, morning, afternoon, and night. And this is a great way to just create some balance in the system. So if you find that your metabolism is sluggish, you may need some thyroid support and adrenal support. And then cleansing is critical. A lot of people skip this step because they think cleansing means like, oh gosh, I have to drink juice for 21 days and I can't do that. You can keep what your lifestyle is currently, and then you add in items to help you cleanse your body on a deep cellular level. The reason oils are so effective with cleansing is because of the chemical makeup of the oil. It actually interacts with your cell and triggers your cell to release toxins out of the body. So if you're interested in doing a cleanse, we are going to be doing one starting in July 17th. It's a Sunday, and it's 30 days. There's no restrictions. You add in healthy supplements and essential oils to help the body naturally cleanse. Your body is meant to cleanse. It just gets backed up because of all the stuff we put in it that's not meant to be there. So you want to cleanse at least twice a year. If you can do it once a quarter, that's ideal. But minimum twice a year to make sure that things are functioning, because you might be feeling good now, but things accumulate over time. So you may find that in 10, 20, 30 years from now, you don't feel so good because this part was missing from your routine. Star.
I'm coming. Okay. So I want to talk to you about the nervous system. This is something I'm super passionate about. I actually even have a course that I created on healing your nervous system. So let's talk a little bit about that. Your nervous system goes from your vagus nerve, goes from your brain stem all the way down to your gut. Okay. So if you've ever heard that about that like brain gut axis, this is what it is. It's through your nervous system. And your nervous system is the part of your body that lets you know that everything is safe and you can relax and be calm. Or, oh my God, there are like threats in the environment and you need to be on high alert. And the truth is that most of us are dysregulated in our nervous system, which means we are in threat mode, we are in survival mode, and we don't even know it because it's just become so comfortable. So a couple of things that can help keep your nervous system in tip-top shape. The first is meditation. And it's also going to help with your mental health, with your immune function, with so many things. But giving yourself that time to quote unquote rest and digest, which is really the calm part of our nervous system. When we are regulated, that is what we want, and meditation can help you get there. Another thing that has really helped me is chiropractic care. So that's actually moving your spine, because your spine is the way that your body, your brain lets the rest of your body know um, anything. It lets the signals go from your brain to the rest of your body through your spine. And if your spine is out of alignment, it can't tell your body what's really going on, and it's misfiring and sending missed signals, which means that you're naturally dysregulated. So chiropractic care is super healing, but it is a journey. And then breathing exercises. So actually, when we breathe, we're activating the lungs, and the lungs, when we're dysregulated, are really restricted. Our breathing is shorter. So when we purposefully do deep breathing, or I love to do like 4-2-6 breaths. So breathing in for 4, holding for 2, exhaling for 6, having a longer exhale can really help. That those types of things can trigger the body to let it know that it is calm, it's safe, it's okay for you to be safe. And going back to sleep, doing some of these things before you go to sleep will help you have a deeper sleep too. You can also, there are also some oils, they're not on the slide, but I'm going to add them in. There are some really great oils you can use for your nervous system. Tulsi is one of them. Rose is an incredible nervous system healer. Breathe, if you're doing any breathing. There's so many oils you can use for your nervous system. Frankincense is another one, especially during meditation. But really allowing yourself some time to rest and not just always go, go, go is very healing. And then also allowing yourself to have some gratitude and forgiveness. So keeping a gratitude journal every morning, just inhaling an oil, make it the same one every day, telling yourself out loud or writing down 3 things you're grateful for. And also like forgiving. And we always think about forgiveness as it pertains to other people, like, oh, I forgive them, or should I forgive them, or can I forgive them? But actually, the forgiveness is nearly always something we need with ourselves. It's those moments where you find yourself beating yourself up and you're like, oh, I'm doing that again. I don't want to do that. Like, I forgive myself for beating myself up. I forgive myself for giving myself a hard time. Like, that's not how I want to operate, right? So incorporating some of these practices, like working on your nervous system, which, by the way, if you want more information on, like, I have another free class that I did that's just on the nervous system. So I'm happy to share that with you if you email me, and I'll give you my email. It's not working right now, but I'll put it in the chat later. It's star@theworthyone.com. And then also some practices like gratitude and forgiveness. It just is so important to add in with all these things. And then some additional hacks are, don't use that microwave. Oh my God, the microwaves are so toxic. Basically what it's doing is putting a frequency into your food that is like, it's killing your food even more. And it's yeah, like you can consider it like an equivalent of putting toxins in your food, right? So instead of using the microwave, you can heat things up in the oven, in a toaster oven, in an air fryer, in a steamer, in a popcorn maker, and pretty much in a pot with a little bit of water, like anything except for that microwave. We already talked about replacing plastic Tupperware with glass or stainless steel. Also, noticing where you use any artificial sweeteners and instead using real food, which is local raw honey, maple syrup, dates, monk fruit, any other fruit sugars, rather than like, sweet and low or anything like that. And then also buying wild caught fish and grass-fed beef, again, like real food versus, and the way that the animals are treated will also like change the way that you feel eating it too.
Awesome. So what to do next? Because this was a lot of info and there's a lot of things that you can try. And like I said at the beginning, everybody's going to gravitate towards something a little bit different. But if you want to simplify things and have a focused protocol, join our Boost Your Metabolism Challenge, which starts on Sunday, June 19th, and it runs for 30 days. It's really simple to follow. You'd start your day with 15 minutes of breathing and meditation, 30 minutes of exercise daily, at least 5 times a week. Have 1 to 2 liters of water with Slim and Sassy. And then at breakfast and lunch, you would take this supplement combination. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack, where you're getting your primary foundational nutrition. You're getting your Mito 2 Max, which is the natural energy. A lot of times people find that when they do this, they stop craving coffee. The Terrazyme, which is your digestive enzyme. It'll help break down your food better, because if you are dealing with gas, bloating, any sort of like difficulty losing weight, you may not be breaking down your food well enough and absorbing the nutrition from that food well enough. And then the unique part about this is this Boost Your Metabolism capsule, also known as the Skinny Jeans capsule. It's yarrow palm, frankincense, turmeric, pink pepper, and black pepper. So the yarrow palm helps to balance hormones. Frankincense and turmeric, that combination reduces inflammation. And then pink pepper and black pepper help to kickstart your metabolism along with the Slim and Sassy. So if you want to join the challenge, I would recommend ordering this kit. If you don't have all these items yet, you can order them individually. But if you're new to doTERRA and you do not have an account yet, you can start with this kit. I would recommend getting it by tomorrow so that you get it in time for the challenge that's starting on the 19th. The challenge is going to be led online, and we're basically just going to have a place where we share more about the products, what they do, how to use them, other tips of using these things, because yarrow palm you can also use on your face. We've been doing a gua sha challenge with yarrow palm that is super amazing. And so there's other ways you can use these oils aside from this boosting your metabolism. So if you order by tomorrow, then you will get your kit in time for the 19th. And if you're new to doTERRA and you do not already have an account, and you order by tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific time, you're going to get a free oil as well. So please speak to the person who invited you here. This kit is at wholesale, so you're getting a discount, the discounted pricing. It's $403.50, and you get a free annual membership. So normally you'd have to pay $35 to get started, but you get it for free with this kit, which is pretty awesome. This is a customizable kit, and doTERRA for the last 3 months, this is the last month, they are waiving the membership fee for customized kits. So it's a good time to get in. Then the other option is you can start with the Healthy Habits kit, which has some of these extra oils in it, like tangerine, lavender, balance, On Guard, deep blue rub. You can start with the Healthy Habits kit and then add on these other products on the right. And this is only, an additional like $30 to get some of these extra oils. So if you're looking for more oils that you can use in your diffuser and for other uses, and for a little bit extra money, you're getting like 5 additional products. So this may be something to consider if you're new to doTERRA and you don't already have a membership. And then these are some optional add-ons, and some of those add-ons here, like I mentioned, are in that previous kit option. You may want veggie caps to put oils in, veggie caps to take internally. Those are only $4. You can get some roller bottles. So if you wanted to make that thyroid blend, you can get roller bottles through your doTERRA account also. Fractionated coconut oil is my carrier of choice if you're going to put anything on your body, just because it absorbs really easy and it doesn't leave an oily residue. You want to have a diffuser if you don't already. That's going to be key for balancing mood and also emotions. And then there are some other oil suggestions like cedarwood and sandalwood and serenity here. And you can swap any of these out with any nighttime oils that you really love, but these are some of the most recommended. And this is just a quick summary. So if you want to take a picture of this, if you're going to do the challenge, the key things to do are that Boost Your Metabolism protocol that I showed you on the previous page, 15 minutes of breathing and exercise. Those are like the core must do. The optional things are the morning cleanse that we talked about in the beginning, the gratitude journal, hacking your sleep with the circadian rhythms and getting the sunshine in the morning, taking a Slim and Sassy capsule before bed. These are all extras. We don't want to totally overwhelm you with a million things you have to do. But if you feel like you're mastering these first three, you can always add in these others to have a very well-rounded holistic approach to just keeping everything in balance in your body, which will automatically boost your metabolism. All right, so it's time for a raffle. And we have, everyone who's here, I have added your name to a random name generator system. And I am going to pick a random name and you will be winning a free, hold on, it's still generating. And if you have any questions, this is a good time to pop those in the chat. I know you have been asking questions along the way. And if you have any specific questions here, feel free to pop them here in the chat. And if you're watching and you're watching this recording and you have any questions, please feel free to email either Star or I, star@theworthyone.com or Amanda@realessentialalchemy.com. Thank you for watching. I'm actually going to stop the recording now. And if you didn't get to know who the winner was, you'll have to just join the next time so you can be one of those winners. But anybody who's here, stay on so I can tell you if you won. But thank you for watching.